Good evening. Today I'm talking with my colleague Alex Dahlhammer, short LXT, about the optimization of Angular applications. And for this, we are going through a real example, and Alex will show us how we can speed this application up. Hello, Alex.
Hi Manfred, how are you?
Yeah, fine, thanks. And you?
I'm great. Excited.
Awesome. So the thing is, Alex is currently in Upper Styria. He moved there because he is a big fan of skiing and I think snowboarding. I think snowboarding comes first. Is that right?
Yes, whenever there's powder. Not so
Ah,
often in Austria these days.
nice. Okay, so I would say let's get started with your example you've prepared for us. With that, you want to show us how to tune an Angular application. For this, you need to share your screen. It's one of the links below.
Yes. All right. Entire screen. Yes. Okay, cool.
Here we go. So stage is yours.
Okay, cool. So I want to go through these audit tools quickly that I will show or talk about. And the first one we will do in this demo is PageSpeed Insight in Chrome Lighthouse. This is a tool we can analyze a web property with. Every website and every Angular application we can run this tool. And then there are some other tools which we will not discuss today, but just to let you know, these are the tools I use when I do performance audits. And most of them focus on the initial load of a website, and this is also what we will focus in this short little video today. So let's start talking about what is PageSpeed Insight and Chrome Lighthouse. So these are two very similar tools, and under the hood, they both use the same platform, the Lighthouse platform. And PageSpeed Insight is a tool that you can use on the Google server. So it gives you a real user experience measurement and also the Lighthouse lab results. And you can go to this website, pagespeed.web.dev, and enter any URL that's publicly available to test it with this PageSpeed Insights. So the test is run on Google servers, and this is beneficial. For example, you can compare this test pretty good because it doesn't depend on the hardware you're using, for example. And they also have some other tests here. So not only performance is being measured, but also things like accessibility and SEO. And whereas Lighthouse, this is a Chrome browser extension, and you can run the same Lighthouse test that's being used in PageSpeed Insight on your own computer. And the big advantage here is that you can also do this in development, during development when you run your Angular application or any other website on your local host, and you can then audit the application with this Lighthouse extension, and then maybe analyze and optimize the application, and then run the same test again on your local host. So you just have to install the plugin for Chrome, and I will now basically show you an example on this. Okay, so let's hide this for the moment. I've also prepared an audit template document. So I call this WAHO. This is was initially proposed by Jeff Gross from the NX team. And I think it's important, to somehow document the audit, to look up later and to compare. And so I prepared this template, which is pretty similar to the one Jeff Gross has used. And the first things I clarify here is the test environment. So I'm using Chrome version 1.1.0 with the mobile configuration on my computer, and I want to test actually not an Angular application, but your website, Manfred. So I will test the homepage and the
Oh,
detail.
wow. I think that's not a good idea. Honestly, it's a website made from an agency, and yeah,
Yeah, it's a good
what should I say?
it's a good test case because we have some stuff to fix there. That's the
Okay,
point.
cool.
It's a great yeah, and everybody knows it, and everybody can rerun the test on this website. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh my dear.
A little for you, Manfred. Okay, so like I said, we have two options. We can either use this PageSpeed web dev here. So I can go to this URL and then enter any URL that's publicly available over the internet, and then click Analyze. And this will run this Lighthouse performance test on the Google server. Like I said, and this is cool for if you want to compare the test results. It will always more or less deliver the same performance result here. Or the alternative, of course, being you go to the website and then open the DevTools, the Chrome DevTools. And here you can see the Lighthouse extension tab, which is, of course, there because I've installed the extension. And then you can run an audit here. You can select mobile or desktop, and then you can check the category. In this case, we only need the performance. And then you can also do this Lighthouse test locally. So this is really a cool feature if you want to test your Angular application or any other web property on your local host. This is the main use, I guess, for using the Lighthouse tool. Okay, and now let's check the results. So we get some different results, which is quite interesting. For the same property, the same URL, we get different results on the Google servers compared to my local host. And this might be because here we have the cookie pop-up visible. And of course, I can avoid this because I've already accepted the cookies here. So this would be a more accurate test, I guess, for real users. So that's quite interesting, I think. And then we can take a look at some metrics. So for example, we have first contentful paint, largest contentful paint, and time to interactive. And these are the metrics that I would suggest, for example, to note into my document. And for this, I would go to the baseline audit part, which is the first audit, of course. And here I've noted, I've suggested to use a median of 3 or 5 samples because the result can differ a bit, quite a bit, if you do it more often. So it's basically a good idea to create a median result. But of course, now for the demo, I will just copy these results basically and insert them here. So the first contentful paint, largest contentful paint, and time to interactive. These are three measurements. Basically, what they mean is first contentful paint, you start to see something. Largest contentful paint, you see everything in your viewport. And then time to interactive is basically the app is ready to use and you can interact with the website or with the Angular application. Okay, and so I would just note these results here. What do we have? Time to interactive 9.5 and Lighthouse performance score 43. Of course, there is something to improve there. 43 out of 100 is definitely improvable. And okay, the same thing I would do then for a detailed page. Of course, we don't only want to audit and analyze the front page, but also the landing pages and detailed pages. So I took the page of the workshop that I offer together with you. And there we see the the result is slightly different. Yeah, and of course I would also write this result down. Same manner with the home page, basically. What did we have here? 5.4 and 8.4. Then for the score we had 53, so slightly better. This is the first step, just to do this audit, and then the second part would be to write down some observations, interpretations, and solution or improvements. And of course, the next step then would be to try to implement them, implement these improvements, and then I would do another audit. And I will continue this process until we're satisfied.
Okay.
So let's look at the recommendations that we get here from Google. So this is really the power of the PageSpeed and Lighthouse tools. They not only audit the performance and give us the metrics, they also tell us opportunities. So here, in your case, obviously the big problem is images. Your images should be served in a better way. They should be efficiently encoded or even served in next generation formats. Next generation formats are these WebP and AVIF formats. They provide a much better compression than PNG or JPEG. So for example, one thing you could do in this case is you could use some CDN like Cloudflare, which offers these next-gen formats, and then you would get a better result here. So if you had an Angular application here, and you would get these opportunities, then the solution would probably be to use the Angular optimized image directive.
Yeah, right. It's pretty new, isn't it?
Yes, it has been introduced with Angular 14, but in the beta version, and now with Angular 15, the current version. I think Angular 16 is about to release now as well, but with Angular 15, this was made publicly and production ready, and it's really a cool feature to use this image directive together with these providers. So you get 4 providers out of the box, which you could use to optimize your images even further, and to generate, for example, source sets of images that you deliver the image in the right resolution for the current device. So this is really a powerful tool, which makes it much easier to optimize images in your application. Of course, this ng-optimized image directive won't work for your website, since I think it's not an Angular application, but a WordPress.
Yeah, it was made externally.
Yeah, okay. So, and this is the general process, how I optimize websites or Angular applications. First, I start to audit them, then analyze the problem, and then try to optimize it, and then measure the improvement, like I said, with the next audit.
Awesome. Yeah, so thanks for this overview, and thanks for unveiling my little tiny dirty secrets here. Is this all covered in your performance workshop?
Yeah, sure, of course. In the performance workshop, I think we have generally we have these topics. So first we start with this WAHO framework by Jeff Gross from the NX team, which I also like to use. Then I present these audit tools that I showed you previously on this slide. We start with these tools because the first step is always to measure the performance. And then we talk a lot about the initial performance and, of course, also the runtime performance. So runtime performance means not the loading of the website, but during the usage, the website or the Angular application should also be or should also have a good performance. And yeah, this is called labs because we have some labs here as well, of course, like in all Angular architects workshops.
Hmm.
First one would be a performance audit, like I just showed you, basically. And then we do a lab on initial load performance, where I also we also work on the ng optimized image directive, for example, together with these CDNs. And then we have a special lab for ng lazy loading, where I show the different lazy loading techniques. So we can use the lazy loading in Angular via the router. And there we can either use Angular modules or Angular standalone components. And of course, we can also use lazy loading in a more dynamic way when we load components on demand, for example. And all of these solutions we will implement in this lab as a reference for the workshop participants' own usage, of course. Yeah. And then another lab will be focused on the change detection in Angular. How can we improve the change detection, not run the change detection when it's not needed? And of course, yeah, there will be a new way to do this in Angular 16 with the signals, and I will also give some preview on that.
Oh, wow, wow, I appreciate this.
Yeah, of course. And then also some other runtime performance optimization that we can do or should do in Angular besides the change detection optimization. We will also talk about some other stuff. Yeah, how to use pipes, for example, how to memorize things. And finally, some further topics about other things we can improve, like service workers or using state management like ngrx. Yeah, using something like optimistic updates and everything, basically everything you can do to improve the real and also the felt performance of our application. That's the scope of the workshop, I guess. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so thanks for sharing all of this with us. And yeah, have a nice day. See you around.
See you, Manfred. Thanks. See you.
See you.